Greetings and good day, YouTube. How are you all today? I myself am pretty excited because we are about to initiate our first fight in the monthly Dinosaur Deathmatch. For the first fight of the evening, we have Berserker, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, with a whopping 176 attack and 100 defense. The Step Pattern Dinosaur has been sponsored by none other than Jazz Lorenko, whom you may have suspected if you have watched previous episodes in the campaign section of this playlist. Berserker has participated in a few test fights and has killed 2 dinosaurs already, so he is a well-bred fighting dinosaur killing machine worth a sale value of $381,000 and a rating of 925. And his opponent for this evening will be El Diablo, a Carnotaurus that has recently been created in the random section, if you so be it, because we are still a little short on fighters, but that is a-okay. As time progresses, more fighters will show up. El Diablo, a Step Pattern Carnotaurus, has himself an attack of 151 and a defense of 105. So things are going to be a little bit interesting. Brand new dinosaur, so his current resale value is pretty high, but the dinosaur rating's 407. So, at the end of this fight, I am curious to see who will have the higher rating by the end. Will Berserker add another kill to his list? Or will the El Diablo upset the expected winner as the underdog and come out victorious with a win under his belt in the first annual Dinosaur Deathmatch? I knew I was going to mess up and say annual. I knew it. Greetings and good day, Master Shion, and what timing do you have today? We are literally participating or initiating the first fight in the Dinosaur Deathmatch, the official Dinosaur Deathmatch. The fighters seem to be rounding each other up. El Diablo is getting in position. Looks like he's waiting for Berserker to show up. Here they come. They're fronting on each other already. El Diablo is prepared. Berserker doesn't have kind words for El Diablo, it looks like. And the initial strike comes from Berserker, taking out a whopping 79% health. The retaliatory strike only taking out 68. But El Diablo struck twice in a row, leaving Berserker with 44% health left. This could be close. Oh, El Diablo actually takes a secondary hit, knocking him down to 22% health. The winner of the first round is El Diablo. I mean, my apologies. The loser of the first round is El Diablo. The winner is Berserker. Well, I said annual. It's supposed to be once a month. It's a monthly thing at the very least. Now, the fighters will take a little bit of a break from each other and recover a little bit of health, hopefully. Hopefully, the second fight will be the last round. It's not done. Now we currently have the pause stage. It looks like Berserker's actually looking at El Diablo right now, sizing up his fighter, while his fighter recovers some of his health. Health recovery right now for the dinos is at 0.17 health per second. And El Diablo's is 0.16 per second. Oh, that's not very good for El Diablo. It looks like his health recovery is a little bit lower than Berserker's. Greetings and good day, Grant Kirkland. How are you today? I'm very curious to see who's going to win the second bout in this next engagement. It seems like Berserker's going to be the guaranteed winner, considering how low health El Diablo is. But you never know. There could be a wicked upset. Now, we will take a little bit of a step away to check out on one of the other sponsored dinosaurs, a Velociraptor by the name of Smith. Sponsored by none other than Grant Kirkland. Smith, the Velociraptor, which has a attack of 150 and only a 16 defense. This is a dinosaur that is a glass cannon in the purest of forms. But it is unlikely that, because of how low its defense is, it will be able to participate in the heavyweight fights. We could potentially close the walls up again. We could. And we could let them recover to 100% health. But it looks like we're a little too late for that because the secondary fight has commenced. Yes, it seems that El Diablo is not going to come out victorious here, even if he is going to be able to take a few retaliatory strikes out against Berserker. At 19% health, it is not looking good for El Diablo. He didn't even get a second strike off. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. It looks like El Diablo's first bout in the ring was his last. Such a shame for El Diablo. But the victor and the third dinosaur death from Berserker. Look at him holding his head up high, preening and proud. I do hope you enjoyed that fight. And until the next one, take care and have a good one. Greetings and good day! How are you all doing today? Myself? Well, I'm very excited to get on to the second fight of the DDM. And as you can see, we already have an improvement to the ring. Realizing that we could just open up the gates and have the individuals go towards each other to fight, we have added gates to the central part of the ring. Now, the two fighters that will be participating in this dinosaur death match are the Velociraptor Smith, a arid patterned Velociraptor with an attack of 150 and a defense of 16. This is a glass cannon Velociraptor that, well, we'll see how well they can do. Relatively clear or clean fight record. I'm very curious to see how they would do against their opponents. Their rating is 141. Their opponent for the evening is a Deinonychus of the name of Blue. As you can see, they stay true to their name. They have a 169, nice, rating, with a rainforest skin pattern and an attack of 101 and a defense of 55. So as you can see, they're a little bit more balanced with a focus on attack still. They also have a health recovery of 0.28%, which is 0.08% faster than Smith's. In the future, we will have bets, in quotation marks, be played. This is individuals on Twitch using channel points to decide on the victor. But this is the preliminary fights and we are just starting, we will just have the fights be for fun. Will Smith come out victorious, surprising this announcer? Or will he prove that his glass cannon is stronger than you think? Let's find out. On fight 2 of the DDM. Smith seems to be initiating the fight right off the rip by going into Fighter's Ring of Blue, or Blue's Ring. Some harsh words towards each other, and Smith is actually the initiator of the fight with the first strike, taking out 65. Whoa! Well, this is a lot faster of a fight than I anticipated. Smith struck rapidly, and Blue retaliated almost immediately, and then got hit twice. We're at 37 on Smith and 30% on Blue. It looks like Smith is actually doing a lot better than I anticipated. The winner of round 1 is actually Smith. I am a little bit surprised by that, but at the same time, Blue might actually recover a little bit more health than Smith because they have just a slightly faster health recovery ratio. However, round 1 goes to Smith. That fight was a lot faster than I anticipated it being, with Smith engaging, hitting Blue, Blue hitting Smith twice, and then Smith responding. Health recovery, Smith is already at 45% health recovered, while Blue is at 41. This may be whoever recovers the most health will actually turn out victorious in the end. If Blue has 8% more health than Smith, or if Smith attacks quicker, we will find out shortly. I'm very curious to see exactly if they will initialize the second fight the same way that the first fight initialized. That was a quite spectacular fight. Very aggressive, very vicious. Blue does seem to be catching up to Smith's recovery rating. And they do seem that they may actually engage with Blue having a better health ratio than Smith. The health is neck and neck right now. Blue has just surpassed... No. Blue is actually going to surpass Smith. Blue has surpassed Smith in the health level. When they initialize the second fight, which just so happens to come right now, it is going to be a 61 and 60% fight. Will that 2% health difference make the difference in the fight and cause Blue to become victorious? Actually, it seems to be a lot more than that, but let's find out. The initiation goes to Blue for attacking Smith, then Smith retaliates immediately. The second round also goes to Smith. Smith is at 2 for 1. 2 for 1. But the unfortunate thing seems to arise from this next bout, round 3. Round 3 may be the final bout. And Blue is actually going to be recovering a lot faster than Smith is. So it seems that Smith may end up being the loser in this, what has turned out to be a battle of attrition. The fight, if it goes to 3 rounds, I think we'll have to call the fight then into the victor, based on a slight point system, based on those that will be viewing. Hopefully favorites will not be played, but we shall see. It seems like they're letting their bygones be bygones for the time being, so they could recover their hunger. Seems like these fighters are more interested in the entertainment value than actually finishing each other off, even though the health difference is currently at 6%, with Blue very much outweighing Smith in the health department. To be fair, Smith has actually come out victorious twice. I did not anticipate Smith being as victorious as he has been. It looks like that attack is outstripping Blue's defense of 55. What a wonderful fight it has been. Unfortunately, Blue is 10% higher than Smith right now, and the next round will be starting shortly. So round 3 may very well go to Blue if the death doesn't occur. I will call the fight there as both the referee and the announcer. Round 3 is starting right now with Blue at 61% and Smith at a 10% negative difference. It all comes down to this, I think. Once again, Smith has engaged with Blue. Blue retaliates. We're at 26 and 13%. Smith lost this bout. And in the end, if it was a true death match, I do believe Blue would come out victorious. However, in the first 2 fights, it seems the victory has gone to Smith. Now we could call the fight here, or we could continue to see its conclusion. What are the thoughts on our current judges? Chat, that's you. You're the current judges. Do you want the fight to continue? Or do you want to call it here before they kill each other? Ah, crap. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to knock him out. If that's what you want. 2-1, Smith wins.
Acknowledged.
Just in case we'll knock out Blue first, I will tell you what it would come down to if we had it as a true death match. If we had this fight as a true death match, Blue would inevitably win the war of attrition because of the health recovery. However, since it was only a 3-bout fight, it does seem that Blue is the loser, which seems to be slightly unfortunate. Because I had my hopes that Blue would be victorious in the death match, but not all fights have to be a death match. And thankfully the fighters have gone back to their sides, so we can knock them out with any illegal fight happening, or illegal attack on the dinosaur that is knocked out. So, with the second fight not ending in a death, but ending in a 3-round bout, with the victor of the 3-round bout being Smith, we have ourselves the end of the second fight of the first annual, first monthly, my apologies once again, Dinosaur Deathmatch. Until next time, take care and have a good one. Greetings and good day. How are you all today? I am excited to get on with the third fight of the Dinosaur Deathmatch, of the first Dinosaur Deathmatch. For the third fight, we actually have my very own dinosaur, Shalashashka, an Indoraptor, with a rating of 1,035, a skin of rainforest, and an attack rating of 203, associated with a defense of 122. The individual has a recovery rate of 0.20 per second, and has been tested previously. Where is it? Where's it? Right here. And has killed one other dinosaur. Regardless of that, its opponent is going to be a brand new arrival, Gottdolf. Gottdolf, the Spinosaurus, has himself a rating of 660 with a jungle skin type and an attack of 191 with a defense of 108. Hopefully, I will not be disappointed in Shalashashka, and they will come out victorious against Dolph. However, if Dolph comes out victorious, well, I will be alright with that. Greetings and good day, Matrix. How are you today? We are going to commence the fight by opening up the gates and seeing who decides to initiate the fight first. Will it be Scott or will it be Shalashashka? I am excited to see who initiated. It looks like Shalashashka is going to initiate the fight, or they're both going to run toward each other. They're both running towards each other. It looks like Shalashashka. Oh, are they going to fight across? They are going to seemingly fight. Oh, no. It looked like they were going to initiate the fight, but have delayed. There we go. We see eyesight, and because we have eyesight, Shalashashka is getting aggressive, charging towards Scott, who is waiting patiently for the arrival of Shalashashka. Shalashashka immediately opens up with a bite to the right side of Scott's body. Shalashashka gets an attack from Scott. However, Shalashashka's defense is giving him a little bit more leeway. At 72% health and 61% health, it looks like the favor of the fight is going to be going towards Shalashashka. Ooh. If Shalashashka takes another hit like that, it might be the end for my personal sponsored dinosaur. Round one goes to Shalashashka. Scott Dolph is panicking and running away. Round one goes to Shalashashka. Hey, WWE, UFC, those are all fights that happen in real life, giving each other concussions. However, this is literally digital entertainment at its best. Fuck 'em up, Scott. And that is exactly why in the future we will actually have channel point-based bets on the streams, where people can be like, I want to bet 100 crowns, aka channel points, on Scott, or I want to bet 100 crowns on Shalashashka. How much of a recovery does Scott actually have? Ooh, Scott actually has a lower recovery on their health than Shalashashka. So, it looks like if a war of attrition does happen, the favor of the fight will go to Shalashashka. Shalashashka does have some injuries from that fight to the face and the neck. Scott as well, neck and face. Any to the body? It doesn't look like Scott has any injuries to the body, primarily focused on the neck by the injuries that Scott has received. It also seems like Jazz would like to see a clone of Scott face off against Berserker, if I am not mistaken. Berserker is a individual who I don't believe has fought yet. So far the fights, or they have, I cannot quite recall. No, Berserker fought up against El Diablo, a Carnotaurus, in the first round. We also had in the first fight, my apologies. In the second fight, it was more of a lightweight. This is a heavyweight fight, what we would classify as a heavyweight. It looks like Shalashashka's wanting to initiate the fight again, and Scott has not recovered at all, while Shalashashka is over 3/4 of the way healed. Scott is not even half yet. So it does look like round two is going to go to Shalashashka as well, with this being a defeat resulting in the death of Dolph. Who's going to initiate the first strike? It looks like the first strike goes from Shalashashka. Will Scott respond, or will he not have enough time to respond? No, he will not have enough time to respond. Shalashashka struck twice, and now Scott Dolph is waiting Winner, Shalashoshka by death of Scott Dolph. And I will admit the fight was actually fairly equalized. 191-108 for a total of 299 combat rating. A 299 combat rating versus 325. So, maybe not as fair, but it was a 25 rated difference. And it is a shame. However, we have the first official victory for Shalashoshka. And now, we will be setting up the next fight. I'm going to actually interrupt my announcer voice to say, I think in the future what I'll do is I'll say, like, we'll be back after these messages, and then I'll end it there. Even though I don't think I can set up advertisements to show on this. I kind of want there to be like this system set up where, because of the way that it works, that since they're so, like, they're 7 to 8 minute parts, at the beginning and the end of these videos would be advertisements if this was actually on TV, for example. Yes, the new arrival Scott did get eliminated, but it was a glorious battle. A 2-round fight is always good. 1-round fights can be intense, but 2-round fights I enjoy. If it was a 3-round fight, Scott could have survived. Regardless of that, that is going to be it for fight number 3 of the first Dinosaur Death Match. So until the next one, take care and have a good one. Greetings and good day! How are you all today? We have an important announcement to make before we begin the next fight in what used to be called the Dinosaur Death Match. After some further thought and words from individuals in the chat, aka our quote-unquote sponsors, we have decided to rename this Dinosaur Fight Night. Because not all these fights will end in a death match. However, this next fight will be in the north corner, or the north section of the ring. We have Berserker. This will be their second fight of the night. This is also, as you may or may not be aware of, a closer fight than you might think. Attack genes of 176, defense of 100. A total of 276 versus Scotty, the second rendition of Scott Dolph. An individual who has lost one of their combat genetics to make them a little bit more equal footing to Berserker. With a 176 attack and a 108 defense, this is going to be a close fight. They have a similar health recovery, and my curiosity is getting the better of me. Let us open the gates and see when they shall meet on the battlefield. It looks like Scotty is going the long way around to get himself worked up before he challenges Berserker. Like I said earlier, this will be a match to the death. Fights will be pre-established. The next fight we have in store for you is going to be a special one. I hope you're all excited as I am for the first Survivor fight. While we wait for the battle to engage, the Survivor fight is where we will close off the park and have dinosaurs released out into the wild to see how many humans they could eliminate. The fight has initiated. Berserker's already at a ready stance, where Scotty is looking at his opponent, eyeing his opponent up, getting ready to face off against Berserker. Scotty's prepared, he's roaring and ready to go. Berserker initiates the fight by hitting Scotty for 69% of the health left. Double hit in a row, 37% on Scotty. Scotty has to retaliate, or it's not looking good for him. He hits for 65%. This is going to be a close one, folks. This may be down to one additional attack from Berserk or two from Scotty. They're eyeing each other up, waiting to see an opening. Scotty has attacked twice in a row, and it looks like Berserker may... No, the fight... Berserker has lost the first round of the fight. Berserker has lost the first round of the fight via the panic. As this is a death match, we will not call off the fight after round 2 or after the first round. Scotty is resting in his, basking in his glory, his victory. Berserker's going to be claiming some of that lost dignity by going to get himself some water or food. It is not looking good for Berserker, considering that Scotty has an additional 8% health, if I'm not mistaken. Unfortunately, neither will be able to recover, regardless of how much health is lost. That extra 8 defense came in handy. The only unfortunate bit is the fact that Berserker did not retaliate after the first strike from Scotty. Meaning that on the second fight, if Berserker attacks Scotty twice, Berserker will win. But if they trade blows, it looks like they were going to fight each other, but decided to still recuperate some of their lost health. A good decision on Berserker's part, but an unfortunate one potentially on Scotty's. He's given his opponent a chance to recover and be a better fight, but also be at more risk of his own health. This may end up being a 3-round fight. My apologies. Who will initiate the second round? Curiously enough, I was expecting the second round to commence earlier, but it has not. Now, we are just patiently waiting while the dinosaurs eye each other through the gate. It looks like when they did eye each other, Scotty got a little upset. So now they are meeting once again on the field of battle. With a health difference of 59% versus 53%, will that defense mean the matter of life and death for Scotty? Mean the matter of life for Scotty or death? I don't know how to word that exactly because this is the first time I'm actually using this character, the announcer. So my apologies for my jumbling around with the words. Berserker seems to be delaying as long as possible to recover as much health as possible, which is the smart thing to do. The fighters are prepared. They've said they're ready. Who's going to initiate the first strike? As they eye each other up, looking for an opening, I would lean toward Berserker to hopefully initiate the first strike because they're a little bit more aggressive. 33% health on Scotty. If Scotty attacks twice, that's going to be it for Berserker. 24-33. This is it, the final strike. Who's going to get it? Oh, the final strike went to Scotty. Berserker, looks like that is going to be it from them. A heavy loss. A heavy loss for the sponsor of Berserker. But a very entertaining fight nonetheless. That extra defense made all the difference. And as you read from the live commentary from the sponsors themselves, Jazz wishes to make a secondary rendition of Berserker. Whether or not they will be Berserker the Second or a different name is beyond me for the time being. But until the next fight, or I should be saying, we'll be back to it after these messages. Greetings and good day! How are you all doing today? Oh, I need to change it up. Welcome back! Because we're doing something a little bit differently than I originally anticipated. So welcome back to Dinosaur Fight Night. We've just finished preparations for the Survivor fight, and as you may be able to tell, something's not quite right with this park. What is that, you may be asking? That is the fact that we have enclosed the civilians in! And now, we will be initiating a fight between 3 Velociraptors and 3 Deinonychuses. In the south side, we have the Deinonychus named Blue, Orange, and Green. These individuals have relatively high attack ratings with 116, 101, and, of course, 95. Which may be familiar to some of you, Velociraptors V 10840. I didn't talk about the defense rating, but you did see it. 98 and 50 for T and Smith, who was one of our fights early on with a 150 attack and 16 defense. How this will work is we will start a timer. In the future, it'll be an actual timer on screen, but for the time being, it'll be a timer that I'm utilizing here. We will start a timer that will last for 30 minutes. And at the end of the timer, we will open all the shelters up and count the total kills created from our Velociraptors and our Deinonychuses. In the future, it could be any dinosaur versus any dinosaur. It could even be a Tyrannosaurus versus a Tyrannosaurus. But since we're doing smaller dinosaurs, we will do a team-based survival game. And we will commence the countdown timer in 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Commence the destruction of the civilians. Now, right off the rip, we seem to have some runners. Blue, Smith, and T are going for some visitors right away. Smith has come across his first victim of the evening. As has V. T is slowly looking at his surroundings, while the Deinonychuses have already... they are sticking to the paths. This might be better for them in the long run. This will last for 30 minutes. Whether or not anybody will be into the cages still, I do not know. I don't think they can actually leave the cages. We'll have to keep an eye on the civilians to make sure they can't. And if they can, maybe we'll have to bring power back and have electrical defenses. The Velociraptors do seem to be on the warpath, but the Deinonychuses are still a danger to guests. What that means is that the Deinonychuses are still seeking people out to take out, while T is just roaming. He's not being a good participant for his partners. He has eliminated no guests. While Orange is on his third. Hopefully there's not a miscount. Oh, the Deinonychuses seem to be going after every human they can find, while the Velociraptors are being a little bit more chill. T has yet to take out one human. Has V and Smith made up for T's neglection of human eliminations? Smith has 4 eliminations, while V has 2. It is not looking good for our Velociraptor friends. The Deinonychuses seem to be on the warpath, with 5 from blue, 3 from orange, and 3 from green. They seem to be a lot more aggressive than the Velociraptors are being. Hopefully at the end time, the Velociraptors will start to pick up and take out more humans. Whether or not that is actually the case, I do not know, but we shall see. We shall see. We still have a good 3,000 guests to contend with, so I don't think we'll be running out of individuals for our Velociraptors and Deinonychuses to seek out. It seems like the Velociraptors also like to play with their prey a little bit by stalking them and then jumping them, while the Deinonychuses just run them down. The Deinonychuses also seem to have a little bit of fun with their prey as well, and do a similar attack as their Velociraptor quote-unquote cousins, question mark? I do not know. I'm not a dinosaur expert. But they are definitely on the warpath, with the 6th human from blue being killed just then. And let's take a look at our Velociraptor buddies. Ah, the 5th for T. So it seems like the Velociraptors are starting to catch up. They are starting to catch up. 6 on Smith. It seems he has went on the warpath since we last left him there. And V is on his 5th. T's on his 6th. Smith is looking for his 8th. Well, V has just got done with his 5th. The Deinonychuses are, well, orange is looking for his 7th. Blue is on his, was just finished with his 7th and is looking for his 8th. And green is on his 4th. It does seem like the Deinonychuses are on the warpath on a more consistent basis than the Velociraptors. The Velociraptors do seem to chill after several moments, and then they take their time and chill and relax. 5 minutes have passed. 5 minutes have passed. Let's take a look at the Velociraptors, who do seem to be making a little bit more strides towards eliminating civilians as quickly as possible. It looks like BT, my apologies, has just finished with another of their victims. They are on their 9th so far. I do believe the Deinonychuses will be the first to pass the 10 digits. However, we have a total of 22 for the Velociraptors versus a total of, oh, the Velociraptors had actually have pulled ahead. 19 versus 22 so far. It looked like the Deinonychuses have sprinted when they should have went at a nice steady gait like the Velociraptors are seeming to do. The guests do seem to be captured still in this fencing. We might have to limit it, instead of 30 minutes to 10 minutes. Also, unfortunately, it does look like the Velociraptors have gotten more individuals. So we are going to actually open up the gates a little bit more, which is risky for the Velociraptors. So what we're going to do before we do that is we're going to go to sandbox settings. We're going to go down to dinosaur dinosaur behavior. We are going to go to none. Or, yeah, normal. No, none. We're going to go to none here, so that the Deinonychus and the Velociraptor will leave each other alone and focus entirely on nothing but the civilians. In future games, in future fights, survival-based fights, we will make sure to keep that setting turned on. This will allow the Deinonychuses a little bit more freedom, as will allow the Velociraptors the same. We are going to eliminate the entirety of the fence here, and keep the fence on the civilians, and go from there. It looks like most of the congregation, or whatever, of the people resides over there. So let us delete as many park safety features as we can. We'll make the opening of the park as large as we feasibly can. Let's take a look and see how everybody's doing. Oh, live bait. It's apparently humans are technically live bait. So given that information, we are actually going to make the sandbox settings to maximum once again. Hopefully the dinosaurs will not fight each other. If they do, we'll have to track the dinosaurs' kill count upon their death. Mind you, this is a situation to where I have saved it previously, so the park will go back to normal when we use our time machine, basically. Blue? It does look like things have settled down after almost 9 minutes, or over 9 minutes, with 8 humans killed. For blue, 7 for green, 9 for orange. 8, 7, and 9. 8, 7, and 9. 7, 9, 10. The Velociraptors are actually ahead. However, it's been just under 10 minutes, and I feel that we should call it here for the survivor fight. I was intending to do 30 minutes, but it seems like the park has a nice way of making your guest count go down ever so slightly. We need to make some slight adjustments in the future, because this is a problem. So we will have to cut off more of the park, i.e. we will have to get rid of this path here. Like I said, this is more of a learning fight, and we will continue to learn as the fights continue in the future. But for the time being, what we have learned is the Deinonychuses sprint, but they don't keep up with the consistency of the Velociraptors, even though we're at 9, 9, and 7. A V has been killed. 9, 10, 9. The Velociraptors pulled ahead at the end, causing the Velociraptors to be victorious in this fight. The first ever survival fight. What would happen in the future is after 10 minutes, we would close off the emergency shelters. They have no paths though, so it doesn't matter for the emergency shelters. So we are going to load the Dinosaur Fight Night save file, and we will wrap up for the first ever Dinosaur Fight Night, previously Dinosaur Deathmatch. I do hope you have enjoyed your stay at the kingdom. And until next time, this is the announcer signing off.